Tonight, News 5 investigates the VA's decision to deny death benefits for a veteran's surviving family.
Yeah, Jimmy Maurice Williams died 6 years ago from lung cancer, a known health issue connected to Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. Chief investigative reporter Eric Ross in studio, learning the family struggling to obtain the information. Eric, they need to file an appeal here.
That's right, Rob and Elizabeth. Good evening. I want to be clear here. The VA says it would never possibly or purposely deny benefits to veterans and their families. The issue ultimately comes down to the VA requesting very specific service records the family has spent months trying to track down with no luck.
Jimmy Williams was my stepfather, but he's the only father I ever knew.
Rosa Machado and Josefa Williams described the father and husband as a hardworking man who did everything he could for his family.
He's only the one working for supporting the family.
Jimmy Williams served in the Navy during the Vietnam War era. He passed away in 2012 after battling lung cancer.
It's difficult. We kind of live in poverty.
In the years following Williams's death, the family struggled both mentally and financially.
My father was receiving Social Security benefits at the time of his death, and we also alerted Social Security of his passing. And they stripped my mother of his benefits for a couple of years because she was not at that age where she could claim his benefits. So we went a couple of years without that.
In August 2017, the family filed for DIC benefits, or dependency and indemnity compensation through the VA. This benefit is a tax-free payment given to eligible survivors of military service members who died in the line of duty, or to eligible survivors of veterans whose death resulted from a service-related injury or disease. The family believes Williams's lung cancer was linked to exposure from Agent Orange during the Vietnam War. Now, the VA does acknowledge certain cancers and other health problems are associated with Agent Orange and says veterans and their survivors may be eligible for benefits for the diseases. May being the key word here, because the family says getting the required proof the VA is asking for has been a challenge. Rosa says she's had to file Freedom of Information Act requests just to obtain documents.
My mother really feels that she's just kind of being shuffled to different services around the area, but no one really has any information as to how to proceed with gathering evidence.
According to this letter dated September 18, 2017, the VA told the family it needs evidence that the veteran ship entered Vietnam's inland waterways while aboard, or that Williams went ashore while the ship was docked. But then the VA requests the specific name of the ship and the approximate dates when the ship entered the waters. Keep in mind, the Vietnam War ended more than 40 years ago. The family has grown so desperate for answers, they've even bought Vietnam War and Navy ship books to search for information.
My mom doesn't feel like she has the support system that she needs in order to go through with providing the evidence that is requested.
Rosa says she's spoken with numerous VA organizations and family members, but finding detailed information the VA is requesting has been impossible. She even reached out to Congressman Doug Lamborn's office, which confirms they are trying to help the family locate records. But time is not on their side. They only have a little more than 3 months to file an appeal.
The obstacles that we are facing at this point is finding the necessary information to prove that he did in fact set foot in Vietnam.
And this is important. The VA is not saying Williams never stepped foot in Vietnam. They simply say they haven't been provided any information showing that he did, and therefore they are unable to positively link the cancer to his service in the Navy. Now, Rob and Elizabeth, I'm told that a lot of Williams's records were actually destroyed when his house collapsed during a natural disaster in California back in 1982. And unfortunately, some veterans don't like to share details about their service, so unfortunately a lot of that information ends up going to the grave when they pass.
Right. Just so terrible. What's next for this family then?
Well, that's a great question, Elizabeth. We were assured by the VA that they would reach back out to the family family, so they have a clear understanding of the appeals process. There is some hope now as well. Yesterday afternoon, a spokesperson for Congressman Lamborn's office told me they just located 400 pages of ship records, which may shine some light on this case. As always, we will let our viewers know what the outcome is of that. Now, if you have a problem or issue you'd like me to solve, give me a call anytime or send an email to news5investigates@koaa.com. Elizabeth?
Hopefully they have something. Eric, thank you.